Hey, I'm Labor Ellen, the founder of the Natural Health Clinic, and today we're going to be talking about the 7 foods that can kill. Stay tuned for that right after this. Yes, there are 7 foods that can kill you. Let's get into it. The first one are green potatoes. So if you ever look at a potato and start peeling it and you notice that there's just underneath the peel, like a green layer, that is extremely toxic. It's poisonous. It contains a chemical called solanine, and pretty much you must remove that green layering or otherwise completely throw out the potatoes. Historically speaking, people just throw out those types of potatoes because they are known to be very, very toxic. The second one is nutmeg. Now we're talking about eating the whole nutmeg, and just one nutmeg can contain up to 7.3 grams of a particular chemical that is very toxic to the body called myristicin. Now, there's been some reports that children who have eaten up to 2 whole nutmegs basically fall into a coma and unfortunately pass away. So once again, whole nutmegs can be very, very dangerous, in fact. Next, we have green, bitter, raw almonds or cashews. Now, these contain a chemical that you're probably more familiar with called cyanide. Now, it takes a considerable amount of these green almonds or green raw cashews in order to become toxic, but nonetheless, you need to be aware of this. It would take at least 50 ounces of consuming either one of those. Now, no one's probably going to do that, but certainly if you eat a large quantity of these, it could be toxic nonetheless. It is far better to consume sweet almonds, etc. And number 4, we have uncooked red kidney beans. Now, I'm not going to go into the chemical that is toxic in this one, mainly because I can't pronounce it. It's a very long chemical name, but it is actually very, very toxic. And the way that you need to process these red kidney beans to remove this toxicity is to actually boil them for at least 30 minutes. Now, you do not want to use a slow cooker. If you were to use a slow cooker and not cook them long enough, get ready for this, it can actually make that particular concentration of the chemical, it can make it up to 5 times more toxic. So you want to boil these beans for at least 30 minutes to remove that toxicity. Number 5, that is brown rice, and actually rice period, but brown rice in particular. Once again, these contain a more well-known poison, and that is arsenic. In fact, this brown rice can have up to 162 times the safe or normal limit of arsenic. Now, one of the main reasons for that is that many of these commercial rice paddies are being farmed on old cotton fields, and they would use arsenic as a pesticide on these cotton fields. And so now when they plant the rice will take that up and contain very high amounts of dangerous arsenic. Kind of a side note, chicken that is non-organic, at least up to 2011, if you can believe it. Now, if they're sourcing the chicken in other countries, then they're probably still doing this, but they would put arsenic in chicken feed. Now, the reason for that is that when you get high levels of arsenic in the chicken, it fattens them up and makes it so that they no longer have much of an appetite, but makes them fatter. So overall, it saves on feed because they want the chickens as fat as they could possibly be, and less feed that they eat, even better. Now we come to number 6, and this is a more common known dangerous, quote-unquote dangerous food, and that is undercooked hamburger in particular. So if you have these undercooked hamburger patties, you could actually be getting E. coli bacteria. There's an acronym for a very toxic form of E. coli that can be in the intestinal tracts of these bovine, and that is VATC. It's a very, very toxic form, a dangerous form of E. coli bacteria. Now, of course, E. coli comes from the intestinal tract. When you have the hamburger, you have no idea what part of the animal or how clean the entire process is, and unfortunately, it can be contaminated with some various or very dangerous forms of E. coli. Now, finally, we get to number 7, and that is cherry pits. Cherry pits can be very toxic, and in certain forms of cherry pits, it can actually contain up to 65 milligrams, which is a very high level of this particular poison, and that poison is cyanide. Once again, cyanide rears its ugly head. So yes, cherry pits, they can be very, very high in cyanide. So you want to be careful not to swallow very many cherry pits, because at 65 milligrams, it does not take very much to cause a severe problem for you and your body. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, please like, share, comment. Helps the algorithm. Many of these social media platforms no longer want people to get this type of information. And so one of the only ways that it can be disseminated to others is by your liking, commenting, and sharing. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, I'm Labron Ellen, the founder of the Natural Health Clinic. If you need any help in getting to your goals of optimal health, then that's what we're here for. We can see through an initial consultation if our Total Health Restoration Program, which is a comprehensive, customized, designed to you, 8-month program that takes you by the hand, step by step, improving your health until you get to your optimal health goals. We can see through initial consultation if that program is for you, and if so, there's nothing else that I know of that can help you more. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.